Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike. At the show, we play every roguelike in history, starting a brand new game. This time we're playing Into the Pit. I'm your host, Boston, playing this on the Series X. I'm joined, as always, by Moonbeer.
Howdy, I'm also playing on this on the Series X, and I have successfully written the name to this game 0 times because
Okay.
I keep calling it Into the Rift.
Into the Rift. Okay. We'll have to go make that game ourselves then. And
Yes,
it's a mashup between this and that chess mech game.
yes, Rift Breakers, Rift
Rift
Breakers.
Rift something. I am very sick today, so you're giving me way more credit than I deserve. Um, yeah,
Rift
so
Walkers.
maybe. um, I think I'm in my second run of this. I made it a couple floors down on my
Uh-huh.
first run, and so far really digging a lot of what this game has going on. How are you feeling about it, sort of at first glance?
So it took me a little while to get used to the art style. We'll say that right off the bat. That slightly pixelated look.
Mm-hmm. I dig it a lot, but it's gonna be divisive.
Yeah, I was torn, to be honest, because it bothered me at first, and
Mm-hmm.
now it doesn't bother me in the slightest,
Right.
which is interesting. Um,
Yeah, because it almost seems like they're trying to emulate like Hexen or Heretic, like these kind of early 3D, 2D pixel games that were like late 90s, early 2000s on PC, without
mhm.
having to like make that engine. It's an interesting kind of idea they got going on.
Yeah, and so I have done 3 or 4 runs so far, I think.
Okay.
So, did you find the secret rune in the village?
No, I haven't poked around the village too much because a lot of it is you go talk to everybody in the village and they're like, boy, if there were more people you'd save, I sure would love to help you. And it's like, okay, I'll just go back in the dungeon, whatever.
Yeah, if only I had 9 villages, this would be
Mm-hmm.
great.
And at the top of the screen,
Um,
it's like you have 0 of 56 or whatever villagers. It's like, all right, let me just get back in there.
yeah, I think it's like 58.
It's way up there, yeah.
Uh, but no, in the village there is a pain rune which is hidden just up the steps and around a corner where nobody is.
Okay.
Um, and basically every time you pick up a mote in the dungeon, you get 2. Um,
Oh.
but you receive double damage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
From every source. So
Oh,
that's
boy.
real interesting.
Yeah.
Like poisons is it will mess you up if you get
Yeah.
poisoned.
Even some of the floor traps will do you pretty dirty.
Yeah, they really will.
Yeah. I
It's a little bit ridiculous.
this game reminds me a little bit of Ziggurat in the like
Yes.
left hand, right hand has two different. This one it's spells, but I kind of like that where it's like one of them can have kind of a long range, almost like pulse attack. The other one can just be a shotgun, and then you're kind of modifying what each one of those spells does with runes as you go through the dungeon. I think that's a really smart choice for them to keep your run interesting.
Yeah, like you pick the style of the shot at the beginning, and then
Mm,
it's like, okay, now you've got more range, less range, you've got, like status effects, status buffs, like
right,
DOTs, like potentially explosive seeds, which is a great, really crazy one.
right. Well, and
It's
they do
Go
a
ahead.
really good job, I think, of keeping runs really interesting because when you plop down into like one of the floors of the dungeon, they have the four choices, I guess, like the cardinal directions around you have two doors at each one. I like that you can not only pick those two doors, but when you clear one of those rooms, you go back to the middle and you get an upgrade. And
Hmm.
it makes it feel better than just kind of like, all right, well, I'm kind of scraping through these floors, floor after floor, and I haven't gotten anything. But this one's like you got an upgrade, or you can roll an upgrade if you have the materials or whatever. Like it makes it feel a little bit better. Other than I haven't found an item shop. I found a store, but I don't have any money. It feels a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, and so one of the things the game number one has a pretty solid tutorial. I will give it
It
credit for
does.
that.
Yep.
But one of the things that tickled me about it was hearing about like how the luck dots will increase the rarity and stuff like that of the spells available at the altars.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I've seen so far, each dungeon only has 5 floors. It looks like the fifth floor is the
Okay.
boss.
Interesting.
So there's four rooms per floor so far, then 5 levels down. So like at the very beginning of my run, I'm just like, I've got my stupid vampire thing on because I'm gonna take the double damage and hope that I can
Mm-hmm.
survive.
Yep.
I go in as many luck rooms as I can until I've got like the luck like tokens up to at least between 50 to 100, depending on how many show up. And then once I've got that, that's when I start like refreshing the spells, seeing if I can get better rolls and
Yeah, trying
things like
to get
that.
a synergy going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been surprisingly fun so far, and
Yeah.
things got real wacky after I beat that first dungeon.
Okay, I haven't gotten to the first boss. I think I got to like the fourth floor, and I made a mistake where I walked into. There are the floor tiles that look like they have like ghost hands coming out of them. I
Uh
got hit
huh.
by one of those, and when I backed away to get away from them, I got I get hit a spike pit, and like the combo of those two left me with virtually no health left, and I got screwed pretty badly on that one.
Yep, that will definitely do it for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the fact that you're trying to get the villagers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Yep.
nice thing. Um, my favorite thing is you get 3 per dungeon. It looks like at first I thought it was 8, but it's actually 3.
Okay.
Um, and basically you get 2 on your way down and 1 after beating the boss. So once you
Ah,
beat
okay.
the boss, you get your third one. And then once you've done that, I think that should give you enough people to go to the key master and insert Ghostbusters reference
Uh-huh.
here.
It's real good.
And then he'll give you a new keystone, which is when you go to the pit and you do
The initial setup.
the yeah. When you do that, the center option gives you a different like key thing to put in. So you go to
Oh,
a different dungeon with a different
gotcha.
level design, different enemies. The
Okay.
scary part is it gives me 2 slots, and I can put both of the ones I have in there, and it's a combination of them both.
Oh, wild.
So it's like playing like some weird match 3 game where you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna match the blue one and the purple one, and that takes me to the blighted dungeons instead of just the whatever dungeons that you start with.
Oh, crazy.
And it's got a different list of villagers for the combination one as well.
Oh no. Okay.
So
There's a
there's a
lot in here.
lot of people to rescue, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
man.
Oh boy. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. It seems like first impressions are pretty solid. Um I got it's one of those ones where it plays super well. It runs super smoothly, and I'm just kind of excited to keep digging into it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really fun so far.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I think that's it for our first week, and we'll see you all next run. Bye.
Boy.